Ya twakundwa fitombolike oba fita tatubuka la matiketu oba faneonga la haleluya unona no baongi weza hakuno na vetu atusheni twakundwa metina lomene.
I cannot believe it. What Pastor preached about is basically also what I was going to talk about. So I don't know whether to go on or just go and sit.
Ya katumishine kucha shokwalita lungeita ojolana shako bila kupasta kamwe deka kaliko mtumbashi wimwe ya kwa popio.
I also wanted to ask all the learners, all the students, basically from pre-primary to university to step up, but I think Pastor has already done that. I'll only ask you to do that later.
Ya okwali tinakukalanda kula uno na vetu yako primary vyo po university ma pastor beshininga na landi beshininga na lele.
And you may be wondering why am I wearing what I'm wearing today?
Ya kuloka ibo lilo kuchomo basike dinomjalo wa tilifange nokuli.
I also spoke to you last year, but I came in my usual church attire.
Ya odulaita ja opalite mu popifando ko de ai ke mo jalo bange we kutu ya dijala ko sota ko pia ko mambo.
But this morning, I thought maybe by wearing this, and when you hear where I came from, where I come from, you, our children, our students, will be inspired that one day will also wear what I'm wearing.
Esinda jalo odara kuya lego kumo ko banyasha betu bakalebe bapikina na kucha oda japeni no duka peni obonanye yo fikulimwe ubakale mwajalo wafe ouwangaha.
And as I said, I cannot believe it is exactly 1 year that I stood in front of you, this same beautiful congregation, to inspire you, our generation, to take your education seriously. Last year it was on the 15th of January. Today is the 14th of January.
Ya, odula nana wapito odula walindi ya kufika ma otuleita ja mama fiko mnongo na tanwa ya nuali. Denena otu ya kufika ma foundation bali mama fiko mnongo na ya nuali.
And what I would like to say to all of us, children, parents, grandparents, teachers, community members, let us rekindle the flame of inspiration that guides our children's educational journey, nurturing not just their minds but also their spirit in the loving light of our faith.
Ya, ogara sike tuteyuno na bedon kumondo kugayambi pita de kuyambi pita sike palutu yo na kugayambi pite yo no kugaton kumo pape koyo.
I want to ask you children, who's got a very good memory? Who was here last year? If you've got a good memory and you were here last year, what did you learn from what I spoke about last year? Can anybody stand up and just say, what did I speak about last year?
Gege openuno na mama limo oturaita ja esikwale anja etumara kala ngelo kunto ngumo ngego moali ai kwinjire gele fimane kufika mu ngobele kucha wilo ngamo shike wa kufa moshike.
Anybody? So was I speaking to myself last year, our children? Beautiful. She said that she learned from no matter where you come from, it does not determine your future. Excellent. Anybody else?
Ya, otashi kiasi kucha kashinane kucho toti peni ilo waja peni de itasitu kwata elongo lemo shipana.
Our pastor also spoke about, not going astray. And in my speech last year, I also spoke about friendship. I want to know, my dear children, how many of you got rid of those friends who were letting you to go astray? Just raise your hand if you got rid of a friend who was being a bad person to you.
Ya, Dr. Utapuraske kucha unona otuleita ja unapopia no hofu kala we na bokule na gota bekuto mami nini tabekuni gifini bi
Thank you for those who raise your hands, our children. Also, I want to know, Pastor also spoke about respect. And I think also during the year last year, we focused a lot on respect. I want to know, raise your hand again, okay, give us that how many of you, our children, started showing respect to your parents, to yourselves, or to any other person you are meeting? Just say that if you started really, and this should be really what you've been doing, showing respect to yourself, to your parents, your teachers, or any other person, be an elder or a child like you. Let's get up. Just get up if you have really demonstrated that to yourself, to your parents, to your teachers, to your fellow learners, or to others. So none of you have demonstrated that. Our children. So do we come to school for nothing? Do we come to church for nothing? Or as parents we talk to for nothing? I'm not seeing anybody raising their hands or standing up to say that, I as a child, I as a boy, I as a girl, have really started to respect myself as a human being, to respect my parents, to respect my siblings, to respect my teachers. So none of you are doing that. So we are only seeing some of you, very few. So I think from today on, as our children, at least someone are showing up, raising their hands. Let us start to demonstrate respect for ourselves before we start respecting others. Again, if I remember what we spoke about last year, and I would like to repeat some of these ways, which is also what Pastor focused on, is really to remind us about faith and hope. So I focused on faith and hope and read from the Bible verse where the Lord says to us in Jeremiah 29:11, "For now I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." It's going back again to what Pastor said. No plans to give you a future and a hope.
Ngasishakupewa kupasta nale tupewa onkumo neitulemo ngasishakupewa muli alama kucha amina nitira nando owi ndeo ndetera la kanalange kunye okumutira dira owa defindano daiseiwa.
And I hope that all of us, children and others, are living by these ways.
Ondiweke kucha ongo unona otamwendifwa otampatela komesho. And
let me also just tell you something. God created us with a purpose. Hence the saying, a purpose-driven life. Living a purpose-driven life involves understanding our aspirations and striving to become God-loving and God-fearing individuals. Yet, there are many things that are on our way to reach that purpose-driven life.
Ya kalungo kwenyupa omwenyo ukale muse omwenyo utupatele komesho ndere na utudimulukifeyo okumtirano kumfimaneka ini maishe eitapewa keshitoletu.
And I also really appreciate the fact that Pastor gave her own history where she comes from, and I'm going to be doing the same, because I believe that it's always good to put things into perspective, and for us, or as your children, to better understand why I'm giving you this motivational message to you, our learners, who are always called our future leaders, our future teachers, our future nurses, our future doctors, engineers, lawyers, scientists, you name it.
Yeah, Pastor Betamio before I open to go, Betamiko, your color, I mean, na mudara indication inge shashi opotwilonge tukufemosha shashi ose valeri ko na kuiwa otukalinge yahende dohotora engineer inimesho ilimo maketu.
And I mentioned to you last year, my dear children, that I was once a child just like you. Yeah. And I lived in poverty just like you, or just like many of you. But the most important is that I had faith, hope, and ambition. Yeah. I went to Mandume and Namutoni primary schools, and they were really very good schools and had very good teachers by then. Recognizing that education was my pathway out of poverty, I consciously, and I mean consciously, surrounded myself with friends who shared the same ambitions as me. Nightclubs were a no-go to me or my siblings. Alcohol and drugs remained very foreign or unfamiliar territory to us, and respect and dedicated study were basically our friends.
Ya oshukirira obanyasha umapikira bamo ilipo takofa kalenu papi mupikine toka shite mulongwe oto akuruke atuke mulongwe na nenge twatimu.
This year I want to talk to you about the biggest elephant in our community, in our church, in our location, namely the abuse of alcohol and drugs, which is very, very quickly eroding our society and destroying our children, who are again our future generation.
Yeah, Dr. Tapopine, mokati ketu moshwana shetu mama lukanda etu, odia mononjapa. Unona. Odia mononjapa. Yeah?
Have you guys seen an elephant?
Paile Dr. Tatine, molukanda letu tunamoshi osinamo yosho onjapa oshimasha kula chile tangana tila kula mengana moyo tuno na beto banyasa letu omune no kulongifa omakaya kuno na hashiro makaya wotalo ngifo malotu wotalo ngifinganga mifi.
You won't believe it. Last year, a distressed member of our community, a very concerned mother, reached out to me very early in the morning. It was around 7 o'clock. And she requested that I address our children, and she mentioned Obama location regarding the dangers of drug trafficking and abuse. It deeply troubled her, the children in our location. Again, she said Obama location and Shalibala were becoming innocent tools for drug traffickers. In response, I advised her to organize a community meeting, bringing together parents, law enforcement, and children themselves to collectively discuss the dangers of alcohol and drug abuse. You won't believe it. This morning, the same mother said that she wanted to come to church because she got an invitation, but she could not. And she earnestly asked me to request the church elders if there could be a committee set up by parents who volunteer to talk about this issue, so that these parents talk on a regular basis. She was saying either once a week or twice a month for parents to really start addressing this, because it is destroying our community.
Yeah. Au kupiaske patele kumwe o kwalinda shakine kwa to treita ja unemo dali atengirange dotache ondinu pyakati mo makolokasi mo njambo no moshandu bala uno na beto bapatwa ko inganga mifi o malotu onde otahala ukapopyoshi kashuto wanyasha betu omkumo bakale kokule noyi nachanga de ononena na tango o dashaki na wale tumala karo ononena ndali na inafikanina do taingire kucha oba kunniwe ongalo ndo bapale ongalo ngoma ongalo batote po ukomitie obotaka karangero tapo pyoshima ashi kucha leo olumwemo mweji ile lugari no mweji obomanyasha betu watu omkumo obukala kokule noyi nayachanga.
Again, our children, our learners, let me tell you something. Alcohol and drug abuse is very, very messy. It's nasty, and it hurts, and it destroys. It destroys families, it destroys individuals, it destroys communities, and it destroys the nation.
Obanyasha letu mutalele tumara akali kucha okulongi foma lotu noenganga bifika inangande fikulimeta itungu ya itungusha ote hana mwafashi yote ite ashike yote ite ya ilandula fano momombo yote ite ilandula fano monga kiboshi wana kainashita itungu.
And it's always also good to speak with evidence. Last week, I went to the prisons, Namibian prisons. I went to the Ministry of Health and I went to the Ministry of Gender Equality to get data, to share data with you. And I would just like to give you a snapshot of what I got from those three institutions.
Ya, oshikike statia upalindalinga etalele popo ministry yetu yo anatorongo noshoe eyo yotenda de tika no ngabo besenya obodimo luyelele tikuyedi popo shima ina umbangi.
Last year, 12 boys aged between 12 and 17 years old found themselves in Namibian prisons for crimes including rape, robbery, and housebreaking. Amongst these, and these are all boys, they're no girls. Amongst them, 4 were already sentenced and are in prison, and the other 8 are still awaiting to be tried. The same year, 1,087 learners, and 810 of these are boys who dropped out of the Namibian basic education system. And this was due to disciplinary issues. And these are serious disciplinary issues. And throughout 2023, the Ministry of Gender indicated that social workers in the regions dealt with 466 cases of substance abuse amongst children who are below 17 years old. And again, the majority of these were boys. And 804 cases of children were in conflict with the law. And again, over 700 of them are boys. What is this telling us? It's definitely telling us that you might think that these numbers are small, but they represent a ticking time bomb. And most importantly, it is our boy child who is in danger. If you look in church today, we have got more girls than boys. And the boys, where are they? In prison. They are the ones who are dropping out of school. Why? Discipline, alcohol, drugs abuse, and many other things.
Ya, kau kupiasike otwapewa omwalu uno na betune letu amati une letu no na bo babati okujeke Petro mnongo na mbali yo mnongo na heya uno na betu ati anginale balonga bulunga yakula itenyenge na kumatira dilo oshimashini ngogo kana kefikopo ndo mubashike ndo morogo ni fomaro tu ndo inganga mifi de otamucho maro tu tupe wapo ukatona hanana de amati bahapu ya biko skora mali morwasho le bihanga hano bifinganga bifi de omwalo tawulike bafushona ngeba tutale de oshima shale oshiponga unene tu kamati sashika ngira tutale meonga longa amati na hapu kabelo ukatoro obeli mo bahapu.
Again, Pastor spoke about mathematics. Honorable Anna Nikondoka, our Minister of Education, Arts and Culture, when she was releasing the 2023 examination results, she narrated a story of a young boy, Elena, who has basically given up on life. During the examination, instead of answering his mathematics paper, he wrote, listen to this boy wrote on his answer sheet how he was tired of using drugs, tired of friends, and tired of girlfriends. Basically, this boy was tired of everything. And that was what he submitted as his mathematics answer sheet. It was sad to hear such a story because it meant that this boy got basically nothing. It's what we call U or XX. In his grade 12, grade 11 exam. And then this really reflects a bigger story where we need to look at what is happening with our children. What are we doing to eradicate the issue of drug abuse? If a child can write in his final exam paper how he's tired of drugs, of friends, and so on and girlfriends, what does it mean to us?
Yeah, apa pau kupiaske kucha minister welongo sikwalita yanje ijemo yelongo kucho yaenda ngeipi otacho kwalika macho nomwe mo mapira mo pale na kukalanje wanyamukulo weicha omwalu okwashanga ije kucha mondalolo ka kulongi finganga bifomalotu okomera tuka girlfriend ukatona ini mao ndilo lokapeke tidadira ne okukanya takashange oini ngaidi ngabo omba pira mo kwalike na kuyaje wanyamukulo yo mwalu otashindike kucha owadali batekuli na tukaleni atufire uno na betu shio shisho uno na betu obili mo kuchakati.
I think as a congregation, and I'm really happy that Hallelujah congregation is so much open to discuss some of these issues. We should openly discuss social issues that demand our urgent and serious attention. The effect of substance abuse on children and young people are many, but again, due to time, I'll only focus on very, very few.
Ya, aipandulanga simeonga loletu otwamanguluka okupopini nayo ya kumawa nyasha betu de natupokeni natupwaferino banyasha betu ngashi kuweka kwasike ngashitoma kudokta bele ita owairika lo wali tunamoshibike okwapoya kucha peife owa alamu kisalangi finganga mifi bele ni mawe peife abini ngimomu muvi kukinomo yuno na betu talangi kukio matulani nganga mifi.
Studies, again, as education specialist, you need to focus on studies and research. So studies indicate that teenagers, 12 to 17 years old, are the most at risk for starting alcohol and substance abuse. So we must start talking to our children about these dangers very early. Basically, research also says from the age of 10 years old, parents should already be open to talk to their children about the dangers of substance abuse.
Ya watu inti wano wadali uno na betu betu nongo na balifio nongo na heari ogonana talongi fya kuinganga mifino maloti de pe watu inti wane kucha okujeko kana kafike nongo na vitameke ni nale okupopya nuno na lebeni kucha oini mai oyandiko shiponga
and to my children, alcohol and drug abuse contribute to very serious health issues. It contributes to mental health, it contributes to HIV infection because you don't know what you are doing, it contributes to cancers, for example, liver cancers, it contributes to hepatitis C, cirrhosis, and even overdose, and in some cases premature death. We have heard of children committing suicide because of some of these substances. So children, listen, and really stay away from these substances.
Uno na wetu ota umuliwane safi manakucha na tukaleni kokule nikanga mifino marotu bini mai ohaita koni mefi mo aipetero mchakati watu hanguno na wetu hakushiri yetu batota kudimwa kudokta beni moshipangelo shana mwini de sepa fike ko marotu nikanga mifi Borwaso no mikifi timota to kwa kudokta pa uno na wetu me pikire juratishona tarimo mlero inavelia mina omkifi waitsa no mikifi timwe odota ditunguka kuba itumchaka kimangaveli bebe tulatunyasha.
And we also know in some cases where alcohol and drug abuse can lead to aggressive behaviors. We know where children will be involved in gangs, what we call gangsterism, be it in school, in the community, and they become so violent that they even attack their own parents.
Ya uno na betawale tarongi fane wenganga mifi wabiki hangane mpoko ngadomita matrubi patabogene nawe tagatulukuli umbatabali nawa otuba wetemeskola o habani ngine ungutu obo tatenge arongi otatenge no bakuru no bamumongo tasito inimesho ayeti kwasike konkalo kulongifa wenganga mifi
And again, when a child is struggling with alcohol or drug abuse, it becomes such a problem for them to show up to school regularly, which leads to them missing school, and their ability to focus in class diminishes, and as a consequence, their academic performance also diminishes. And if you look at what is happening currently, we have got even 10 years old dropping out of school. So how can a 10-year-old child drop out of school and the parents are not even concerned?
Ya, uno na wetabani alongi finganga mifi, o haka kwa tabo kinganga mifi, ne halono kuya koskola, walini ngili fupi, o kushikula ishitalo baka longi koskola, asini ngishiki fupi ashikula kabedashi hani ngibali. Paife ogegwa hangame pamwa ruwa ndo okucha ike kokana ke duromlombo. Uyaka ibali koskola okafia koskola. Obatali oshirishio watwalingwa kokana ke duromlombo.
I would now like to address our learners who are basically now from grade 8 to grade 11. And I want us to take a moment to reflect on the 2023 national examination, which is the National Senior Secondary Certificate, Ordinary and the Advanced Level Examination results.
Yeah, ondala ne tumara kali, olaukilido banyasha betu, wiki nenina wakuja ko grade onye tatu, yono manambali. Wiki nenina wa.
Something really caught my attention. Why? And I'm asking you with a big why. Why did you not have any learners from schools such as Eshipena, Shipidi, Janjonker, Centaurus, Agustinium, Cosmos among the top 20 performers? That's my question to you. And I repeat, we did not have any of the top 20 performers from schools within the Commerce region, well, within especially our locations in the like that. And I repeat again, Eshipena, Shipidi, Janjonker, Centaurus, Agustinium, or Cosmos. We didn't have any of those learners. Yeah. Instead, the best 20 performers are coming from schools in rural areas. In rural areas, my children. And this is Onawa, Elengejo, St. Boniface, Kurenkuru, Kanisio, and Lukabo village. Why? These children wrote exactly the same curriculum and exactly the same examination as you. Why was it difficult for you to be among the top 20 learners?
Yeah, paupia ike uto escolado da tumura petameko. O shipena no yanjongera no shifitio. No kaipa no koya hapa desho. Otaku pokiwa kucha kape no kana kaninga nawa. Nande. Yo ko mino ngabano kombata. De o punino palesha uno na baba jamo mikunda. Escolado kwetukunde uno na bobi turamo milongo.
I want to tell you something. If a young girl from Katutura, Obambo location, a girl who went to Mandume and Mandume Primary School, would make it. And I've got my brother there, so I'm trying to be a bit biased. We started calling him ambassador, long way before he was the ambassador. He is now an ambassador. If we could make it, coming out of poverty, coming from the schools where you are also attending.
Yes.
Why is it so difficult for you also to study? I've got many of my colleagues, many of my schoolmates who have made it in life. It's also a testament to that. So why can't you make it? This is the question that I would like our parents to ask ourselves and to ask our children. It's the same curriculum. It's the same teachers. So what is difficult for us to also be among the top performers in school?
Epulo, oliria shikobo museo dali, do kunona, ngenge wahanguna na baja ngasipe skolado, poma ntumeno konam tunifio, tabaita batugirene rongola o tunani ambasate ili mo matiketunde, magaite ina mona nokuli elongolongo bata, o kwatikwa nale, o shisha nyosho, su ambasata. De uno na vetu o shiketa banyengwa bo pefe genge no doctor tu wetu komesho wetu o bona pitira meskolado pour mo mandume ko namtuni obubatamikirapo hanu na betu otanyi wakushiki.
Now to our parents and again to the students, especially again from grade 10 grade 8 to 12, I want you to listen to this. We talk about the fourth industrial revolution. Listen to this one. And this I'm reminded of the book of Deuteronomy, 28 on blessings for obedience. And if we are told that if you fully obey the Lord, your God, and carefully follow all his commands I give you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on earth. All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. But then, in the same book, we are told that if you disobey him, listen to this, foreigners who reside among you will rise above you higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. They will lend to you, but you will not lend to them. They will be the head, but you will be the tail. So basically what it means.
Yeah, and the way otakufa mutetelele mu kapito milongo mbali na itatu. Adali na dukana isi mutetelele mu milongo mbali na itatu. Oyenjo mutafimana, adali na dukana isi nyenjo.
So what it basically says, the one of disobeying, it means that if we disobey the Lord, we'll continue to be followers and not leaders. And we'll continue to be led by people outside Nigeria. Is that what we want our youth, our future generation? Again, remember, in school we are taught about the fourth industrial revolution. So let us draw inspiration from those who have excelled regardless of their background and the school that they have attended. And that's what our young girl here said. You can excel regardless of which school or your background. The most important thing is for you to be committed. And maybe, again, you agree with me again, our children, that education is a building block for good character. It will shape you and also teach you in terms of integrity, humility, and resilience. On a bigger scale, when more people are educated, it boosts our economy in our country. It makes us more productive, creative, and better at adapting to changes and to compete globally. It's also important to understand that education goes beyond the individuals. It brings us as people together. And by promoting understanding, tolerance, and communication, it helps to create a society where everyone will feel included and happy. Never allow yourselves, my dear students, my dear learners, and again, I'm really happy that Pastor mentioned this. Never allow yourself to go astray because of your friends, but stay true to your values and your convictions. You are an individual. Peer influence can be strong, but maintaining your authenticity and making decisions aligned with your values and principles will lead to a more fulfilling future. Consider each challenge as an opportunity and every setback as a lesson in resilience. Dear learners, dear parents, I think let us all treasure education. It is not just a task, it is a gift we give ourselves and our children. Education, our parents, our learners, will open all our doors. It will shape our character and it will guide us towards a better future for everybody. Together, let us champion education and shape not just our destinies, but the destinies of our community in our country.
Yeah, okoba etumala kalo na ukida omaro baretu banyasa betu no batari kucha elongo oshima safi manamu manamoyo etulimo peiko tuliwete watumono shiro anota kongiro ngatoku kaluka koma beba mero mokospa miro puro great 12 gege katu elongo itatu kumenyo shiro koshetu nasu itashi kumukopeso ohatukala tuli asike muso na tuli mupya kati olwaso tulene longo bene watali ohatukumulwa nga batekuli kuchandatu twenuno na betu na batekuli beto mkumo di katale elongo okoshima shafimana.
I'll also just read up to this. And again now I would really like to address our parents. We are the parents of our children and we want the best for our children. So, and I always say, let me call a spade a spade. So, too often, we find ourselves falling short in the vital responsibility of nurturing our children into accountable and well-rounded individuals. A parent, it is critical for us to acknowledge that our presence goes beyond providing the basics. It expands into instilling values, enforcing discipline, and setting clear guidelines for our children. Unfortunately, in some instances, we have become so much absent in the crucial aspect of our parenthood. There are parents who don't even know the name of the teacher of their child, who don't even know where the classroom of their child is, and who don't even attend parents' meetings. And again, as I think also to you said, when the child fails or something happens at school, is when we go to complain. But when we are called for parents' meetings, we are completely absent.
Yeah, tumana kalo na upya kukusema batali kuchana tukale nipi tunaposhiri melongo no kutekula umwana betu luhapu batali bahapu detina lononge otalongo kana etina kerishi no klasa mwa monga lokana keshishi no yongi yo batali keta atufama kiongi luhapu hatuiko marangenge wongasike kuchokana wakalokula kuchana kae kumbo kashudi makomna ngireko kunosola kumbo obotofika koyo kabisa alo oshima shapu kana na bitule no mapetu ngelo koluna na bitule.
The absence of discipline within our homes leaves our children without necessary boundaries to guide their action. When rules are lacking, they navigate life without a compass. Dream as it is, and we unwittingly contribute to an environment where they grow without the fundamental principles that shape them into responsible adults. At times, fear has taken root in our interaction with our own children, the children that we have given birth to. We must confront the reality that are the very individuals that we have brought into this world, raised and loved, and becoming a source of anxiety to us as parents. It is a stark realization that we need to actively address and ensure that the fear of our own children does not overshadow our ability to guide them towards responsible adulthood. Let us as a community, as a church, as a congregation, as parents, reflect on our real roles and responsibilities as parents. Let us foster an environment in our homes where discipline is a guiding force and roles are not just imposed, but they are embraced as tools for character building. Our children are our future, and it is our collective duty to mold them into responsible citizens who contribute positively to our society.
Ya, kwa dalili watu kumwibasike kutum kumo opotute kule uno la betu bakalele na etu iko mongo sasi oshina kwa ni pasetu otushisha ike na lo cha obita ike beta ngoshi o kapelo omdani kulefa totaroka na pe takaya sikeza kaniki ni mapi tena tukale ni tuna uteku no kupungulu uno sasi uno na bo na kuiwa yewe pende nengo tonyo no kwenda kuiwa leo uteke kufiroshi cho mkulo ni obaso tatukale ni pitu lako za shunda na betu na shi sauti na tapopia leo tipo esikeli mungo oti yesimete kalimo monga chikola ni oshiko roku mwasi.
Let us foster open communication with our children, encourage them to share their thoughts and feelings without any judgment, set clear expectations for positive behavior, and emphasize responsible choices and the consequences of substance abuse. Stay aware of of your child's activities and who your child is different with, and foster a positive and informed parenting approach. And getting closer in conclusion, I think I would also just like to say to our learners, I'm throwing the ball back into your court, our learners, our students. Your right is to receive a quality, inclusive education, but with rights comes responsibilities. And your responsibility is to get rid of all the stumbling blocks and to study hard. Don't allow yourself, my dear children, to become victims of circumstances. Instead, strive to become the masters of your own choices and actions and to shape the path to walk rather than letting circumstances dictate your journey. Let your passion guide you, your faith sustains you, and your dreams inspire you. As you step now into the new year 2024, carry the flame of curiosity and the warmth of compassion. His Excellency declared the year 2024 as the year of expectations, and may this year during this year of expectation, may your academic pursuit be a testament to your dedication, and may you find joy in every milestone. Embrace your journey because it is not just about reaching your destination, but about the person you become along the way. Let me repeat. Embrace your journey, my children, because it is not just about reaching your destination, but about the person you want to become along the way. And may your educational path be blessed with wisdom and grace. And I thank you. After everything has been done, I think we would request all the learners and students to stay behind because we've got some gifts we'd like to give to them. We've also got a donation from my twins. Maybe you can come, Len and Yellow. We say charity begins at home. And I really would like all of us to start. I would like us to start learning from these girls. So we have got some books that we are going to give only to those learners who are avid readers or who are interested in reading but don't have books. We've got a lot of books, everybody can get them, but we only give them later. So charity begins at home. Let us start to share within our community. Thank you.